Welcome to today's practice. So we're in our chairs. Find your favorite yoga chair without armrests so you have plenty of room to move. I highly recommend you choose a chair that does not have wheels on it. Um, but if that's all you have, it's okay. You just want something stable. And we're going to have our helper Floyd today. All right. So the intention of this practice is to unwind, to just kind of get every joint to move a little bit and maybe to release any tension that you might be holding. It's a big ask, so we're going to try and hit everything as we go. Let's just start with a little breath. So bring one hand to your belly and the other hand to your chest. You can close your eyes here and just bring your attention to the flow of your breathing. Think about unwinding your mind, kind of detaching from your list of things to do. And see if you can just focus in on taking care of yourself for this little block of time. As always, you want to pay attention to your own body so that if I suggest something that is not right for you today, you're paying attention to what your body needs. Because your body knows better than I do. And especially since we're distanced through this video, really just take some time to check in with your own body as we go through these movements. All right, now keep your breathing easy. Your arms can come down by your sides. We're going to start with the shoulders. So on your next inhalation, just bring your shoulders towards your ears. And then when you exhale, roll them back and down. We're going to do that a couple of times. Again, the goal here is to unwind. If you like, you can take those shoulder rolls in the opposite direction. Again, just kind of unwinding, maybe noticing the crunching. All right, and then your shoulders are going to relax. Arms are down by your sides. Point your thumbs towards your legs here to start. On your inhale, you're going to rotate your thumbs forward, out to the sides and back, gently squeezing your shoulder blades together as you go. And then on your exhale, return to the starting spot so your thumbs are towards your legs. Now, as you do this, feel that space across your chest, that reach out through your fingertips. And then when you exhale, returning to the starting spot, really pull that belly button in. Let's do it again, just like that. Now we're going to do the same movement, but I'm going to invite you to press out through your palms so you get that little stretch across your palms, your wrists. So on your inhale, you're pressing out through your palms, just rotating those thumbs out to the sides and back, squeezing your shoulder blades together. And then when you exhale, return to the starting spot, pulling your belly button in. So again, like that inhale, rotating your thumbs back. Exhale, thumbs towards your legs. If you're going faster or slower than me, that's okay. I'm going to do one more. After your next exhale, you can let your arms relax. Maybe shake out your hands and wiggle your fingers a little bit. If you can, make loose fists with your hands and rotate your wrists around in circles. Try and go both directions. Again, just feeling that little bit of movement. All right. Now we're going to still focus on the shoulders a little bit. What I want you to do is bend your right elbow so your hand is by your face. When you inhale, you're going to reach up and over your head. And then on your exhale, return to the starting spot. Try and keep your hips pressing solid into the floor so that the chair, hopefully you're not falling to the floor already. Exhale, pulling it back. If you want to add a little movement of your head, at the same time you lift your arm, turn your chin towards your armpit like you're going to smell your armpit. You don't have to smell it though. When you exhale, pull your elbow down, turn your chin the opposite direction. So what we're doing is we're tightening these muscles across the side of your neck, the top of your shoulder. And then when you pull your elbow down, you're stretching those muscles. We're going to do two more. Again, you go at your speed. If you get lost in the breath, that's okay. Just breathe. Now here's the deal. The next time you bring your arm down, you're going to turn your chin to the left. See if you can keep that right arm straight-ish. Reaching toward the floor. Your thumb is pointing toward the wall behind you, palm toward the ceiling. We're looking for that stretch across the side of your neck, the top of your shoulder. You can even reach your right arm behind you just a little bit so you get that big stretch, maybe all the way out through your fingertips. And then you can relax your right arm, let your head come back to center. Notice the difference from one side to the other. All right, Let's do the other side. So just starting with that left elbow bent. On your inhale, stay small. You're reaching your left arm up and over the top of your head. When you exhale, bend your elbow down. You don't have to do the head turn yet. Think about pressing that left hip into your chair as you extend your arm, and then pull your elbow back. Maybe one more time, just really focusing on that side stretch. And then, if you haven't already, you can add the head turn. So as you lift your arm, chin towards your armpit, as you exhale, bend that elbow, turning your chin the opposite direction. Do this a couple more times. Maybe one more, lifting. So this time when you exhale, you're turning your chin to the right. Keep that left arm straight. Just reach down toward the floor, palm toward the ceiling-ish. See if you can feel that stretch along the left side of your neck, the top of your shoulder, maybe even across the front of your chest by reaching back behind you just a tiny bit. And then let your arm relax, let your head come back to center, and then roll your shoulders a little bit. Feel the difference. All right, hopefully we got the neck to loosen up a little bit as well. Now we're going to do kind of a whole spine action here. Your hands are going to be on your legs, and I'm going to go slow motion to start. So hands are on your knees, you're rounding your back on your exhale. We're trying to get that stretch along your spine. You can even squeeze your shoulders up high here. And then when you inhale, you're lifting through your chest. Drag your hands along your thighs till your hands come to your hips. And then when you exhale, return to that starting spot, dragging your hands out towards your knees. So we're doing a little massage at the thighs as you move your spine. And then you can go a little bit faster. So inhale, big space across your chest. Exhale, maybe feel that stretch between your shoulder blades. And if you speed it up, you're actually building a little heat. If you start to get dizzy, you're going too fast. I'm going to do one more. All right, and then sit up tall. If the room is spinning, that might mean that you've gone a little too fast. So give yourself a minute, let the room stop spinning. But maybe just feel that little bit of movement along your spine. All right, now we're going to do a little articulation, just a little rotation with the spine. Keeping it small, what I want you to do is bring your left hand to the outside of your right leg, and then your right hand can be face up on top of that left hand. I know that was a whole lot of left and right. You choose however you want to do it, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to take that top hand, reaching around behind us. Try and keep your arm close to your body, so you're not reaching through your fingertips. You're rotating your shoulder, your chest to the right. You can even turn your chin to the right. And then when you exhale, return to the starting spot. Think about pulling that belly button in. So inhale, reaching back. Feel the stretch across your chest. And then exhale, return. Now, if you don't feel the stretch at your chest, that's okay. But the idea here is to open up as you reach back and then return. Try and have a little control with this one. You don't want to go too fast. All right, I'm going to invite you to do one more, and then we're going to hang out. So as you rotate that right shoulder blade back, imagine you're pulling your shoulder blade towards your spine. So you really get that space across the front of your chest. And then turn your chin to the left. Keep reaching that right arm back. Keep rotating your chest to the right. Pull your belly button in a little bit. And then you're going to bring both hands to your legs. You should feel crooked. We're going to do a little forward fold here. So just walk your hands down your legs. Try and find an even stretch along your back. You stay. Take a breath or two. And then slowly sit all the way up. And again, if the room is spinning, give yourself a minute. When you're ready, we'll do the other side. So if you remember, you're taking one hand across to your opposite leg. That free hand is resting on top, palm facing the ceiling. How was that? All right, so we're going to move that top hand. When you exhale, reaching around. Really, it's not about your hand. It's about that shoulder rotating behind you. And then when you inhale, let's do that again. Let's find the breath. So inhale, reaching back. Exhale, untwisting. So think about leading with your shoulder as if you're pulling your shoulder blade towards your spine. and then returning to the starting spot. I'm going to have you do 2 more. Reaching back and then untwisting. Okay, last one. Reach around behind you. Now we're going to stay. Keep that elbow close to your body. Keep your shoulder blade rotating back and down. All right, keep your shoulder rotating to the side. Turn your chin the opposite direction of your reach. Looking for that stretch along the side of your neck, the front of your shoulder, your chest. Take another breath. And then you're going to release, untwist. Bring your hands to your legs. Walk your hands down your legs. Just fold as far forward as it feels good. Take a breath or 2 here, just finding that even stretch for your back. And then slowly sit all the way up. Take your time. Again, spinning room means you pause. All right. Once you're feeling steady, we're going to focus on the hips a little bit here. We'll start by bringing the feet close together. So big toes are together, heels are together. I've got my very fancy Crocs on today for you. Bring your hands to the outsides of your legs. And then all you're going to do is you're going to open your knees wide away from each other. At the same time, push with your hands gently. Just give yourself a little resistance. And then bring your hands to the insides of your legs, squeezing your knees together, gently pushing with your hands. If you want to add the breath, on your inhale, your knees go wide. Feel that space across your belly, your chest. And then when you exhale, bring your knees together. You can even round your back here, pulling that belly button in. So go back and forth a couple of times. We're just waking up, kind of balancing the inside muscles and the outside muscles of your legs. Remind yourself, you can give yourself as much resistance as you like. You have control here. Let's do one more opening. And then squeezing those knees together. And then sit up tall. All right. And then I'm going to have you stretch one leg out in front of you. You choose. Heel on the floor to start. We're going to do a little something for the foot and the ankle. So all you're going to do here is point your toes and then flex your foot. When you flex your foot, try and spread your toes wide. I know you can't see through my shoe, but that's okay. Point and flex. If you're wearing shoes, you may not have as much room. So just find the space that you have. Let's do it again. Point and flex. Maybe one more time. Point and flex. All right. And then you're going to point your toes. See if you can just, I lied. Lift your toes. Flex your foot. Push out through your heel. We'll do a little rotation here. So rotate your toes and your knee out to the side. And then rotate your toes and your knee in toward the center. It's a little movement at your hip. So just pay attention. And again, if anything starts to cramp or feel painful, that means you've gone too far. But we're just doing a little movement here. All right. Now keep your toes and your kneecap toward the ceiling. We're going to work this hip flexor a little bit. What I want you to do is drag your heel along the floor, bending your knee, and then try and lift your foot away from the floor like you're going to stomp. And then let that heel come to the floor. You don't have to be loud. Straighten your legs so your heel is dragging along the floor. So the goal here is to try and keep your hips stable. So your hips aren't shifting as you straighten and bend. Again, if anything starts to cramp, that means back off. If you can, one more time. So the next time your leg is straight, you're going to let your leg stay here. Now we're going to stretch that hip flexor because hip flexors are usually pretty tight. So what you're going to do is scoot over to the right side of your chair. Hopefully you did your right leg. Step that right foot back. We're stretching the leg you just moved. So if you did the other one, that's okay. We want to find this stretch. So your knee is kind of pointing toward the floor. You can step that foot back as far as you feel stable. The weight of your body is down through that hip that's on the chair. All right. Now here's the deal. Usually we move the arm on this side we're stretching. I want you to focus on your leg today. So if you have room, no matter where your foot is, think about bending your knee a little bit. And then think about straightening your leg, pushing back through your heel. So just that little bend. and then straighten. When you think of straightening your leg, it may not be a big movement. Go ahead and clench that butt cheek and then relax. Can we do it one more time? If things are cramping, that means back off. All right, and now step your feet together. Scoot toward the center of your chair so both butt cheeks are nice and stable. Hands at your knees, just round your back here. Find an even stretch along your back. Pull in your belly button in. And then sit up tall. Can we try the other side? So scooting to the edge of your chair just a little bit. We're starting with that other leg straight out in front of you. You may need to be more stable on your chair for this because remember, we want to keep the hips stable. And if your hip is hanging off, you may lose that stability. We're starting small. Just point and flex your foot. Just that. If you can, when you flex your foot, think about spreading your toes wide. So we're getting that little movement even through the toes. Point and flex. Now you're going to keep your foot flexed. That heel is on the floor. You don't have to lock your knee, but we're going to rotate your toes and your knee out to the side and then rotate in toward the center. It may not go far. That's okay. Let's go out to the side and then in toward the center. Maybe one more time. Out to the side and in toward the center. And then find a spot where your kneecap and your toes are pointing toward the ceiling. So the idea is that this femur, this bone here, is neutral. All right, now we're going to move this straight leg. Remember, we're focusing on the hip flexor. Hips stay stationary. So pull your belly button in here. Get stable in your hips. What you're going to do is drag that heel along the floor, lifting up like you're going to stomp, and then lower your heel to the floor, straightening out. If you have extra traction in your flooring, just it takes a little bit of extra work then. One more, little lift, and then straighten out. All right, and then set that foot flat on the floor. Now we get to stretch it out. We woke it up, now we'll stretch it out. So scooting toward the edge of your chair here, find that spot where your foot feels stable. It doesn't matter how straight your leg is. If you have the space, if this feels okay, you can do this, but you want to keep that belly button pulling in so you're not just arching your back, not just falling into that low back stretch. So we get the hip flexor, right? Remember, we're focusing on the leg today. So what you're doing is you're just straightening that leg. Think about clenching your butt cheek. And then relax your butt cheek, bend your knee, if you can. That butt cheek may want to stay on the whole time, but the intention is to clench and then relax. If you can, two more. Little clench and relax. Okay, last one. And then relax. Oh, and then step your feet together. Scoot back toward the center of your chair and just round your spine here. All right, now slowly sit all the way up. And then I'm going to have you stand all the way up. Now, you can move around your chair however you need, but try and find a spot where your feet feel stable. All right. We're going to do a little baby squat here. So your feet are flat on the floor, toes are nice and solid on the floor. You're just going to bend your knees a little bit and then straighten. Imagine you're pushing the floor away from you. You can clench those glutes, both sides at the same time. And then relax your clench, bending your knees, and then straighten and clench. Just that little bit. Kind of waking everybody up, nice and stable. Let's do one more, little bend, and then straighten. Now relax your glutes, stay upright. We're going to do a little balance work here. You have two choices. We're going to do a little ankle rotation. So you can keep your toes on the floor and just rotate your heel around in circles. Or if you're feeling really stable today, you can lift that foot up off the floor. You have to breathe. Try and go both directions with that ankle circle. And then you get to set that foot down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. You maybe start with your your toes on the floor, just rotating that heel, and then lifting your toes if that feels okay. Breathing easy. See if you can go both directions with your circles. And then set both feet onto the floor. All right. Now I'm going to have you face the seat of your chair. So hopefully your chair's not too far away. Bring your hands to the seat of your chair. Now the goal here is to let the weight of your body be through your feet, not your hands. You're just using your hands as a little bit of balance. You're going to push your hips toward the wall behind you. If you need to step your feet back so you still feel balanced, that's okay. If at any point your shoulders go, that's far enough, listen to your body. Just looking for that little even stretch at your hips, maybe feeling your hamstrings a little bit. And then you're going to bend your knees, walk your feet toward your chair, and slowly stand all the way up. Take your time. If the room is spinning, give yourself a minute. All right, now that I've made you dizzy, I've got one more balance thing for you. If you have a tall chair and you can hold the back of your chair, or if you have a wall nearby, you can hold the wall. Or if you're feeling really balanced today, you can do it without a balance spot. Choose where you're going to be. We're going to start small. Just shift your weight to the left a little bit. So you feel the weight of your body down through that left leg. And then you're going to come back so you feel both feet pressing evenly into the floor. And then we're going to shift to the other side. And then come back. So this is kind of a test. If you're already feeling like this is a challenge for your balance, listen to your body. Shifting to the other side. And then coming back. All right, you should have been evenly shifting, okay? Now I'm gonna have you shift to the left. Make sure your left knee is bent just a little bit. And you're gonna come up onto the ball of your right foot. Belly button's pulling in. If you're holding something, that's fine. But if you're not, you can hold on to your hips here. So your hips stay stable. Toes stay on the floor. Belly button's pulling in, think tall. All right, there's a lot going on. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate that right knee out to the side, clenching your butt cheeks tight, and then bring your right knee forward. Try and relax your glutes. Just that. So opening your knee out to the side. Try and let the weight of your body be down through that left leg. That right toe on the floor is really just a pivot point. Can we do two more? Opening, clenching those glutes, and then coming back. Maybe one more. All right, and then set both feet onto the floor. If you're feeling your hips, if you're feeling your low back, you can always do another forward fold here. Just remember, if that forward fold was making you feel extra dizzy, then listen to your body. All right, so now you're going to shift your weight to the right. Right knee is bent, belly button's pulling in, think tall. Come up onto the ball of your left foot. Toes stay touching the floor. On your inhale, you're just going to open that left knee to the side, clenching your butt cheeks tight. And then when you exhale, relax that clench, bring your knee forward. Just that. So inhale, opening your knee to the side, clenching. Exhale, relaxing. If you can't, two more. Clenching and relaxing. Maybe one more time. All right, and then set both feet onto the floor. Everybody's going to do a forward fold here. So hands to the seat of your chair, just folding forward wherever it feels useful for you. Now I want you to bend your right knee a little bit more, really pressing down through that left foot, just so you get that little extra stretch on the left side of your body. And then we're going to switch. Pull your belly button in here. And then bend both knees, slowly, slowly. Stand all the way up. Feel all the blood drain from your head back down to your feet. All right, one last movement here. Just bring your hands together at your chest. On your inhale, you're going to reach toward the ceiling. And then when you exhale, reach out to the sides and down. We're going to do it again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, reaching out to the sides and down. One more time. Just take up all the space. Maybe take a second to pat yourself on the back. Feel all the movement, all the joints of your body more lubricated. And just congratulate yourself for taking this time. I appreciate your time. So thank you so much for playing. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.